everybody, I'm back, and it's been a while. It's been a long while since I've done any kind of cooking video, and I got an idea over the holidays. I don't know if you'd really call this cooking as much as it is just throwing some stuff together, mixing it up, and then freezing it. Yep. So a neighbor I talked to during the holidays, Thanksgiving. Today's December the 5th, 2025. It's a Friday. And she told me about pudding shots. I thought, never heard of pudding shots. I've heard about Jell-O shots, but never pudding shots. And she gave me one. And rich, creamy, like chocolate ice cream with a kick. And I thought, well, that's not too bad. Maybe I would try it. So she gave me the recipe. Very simple. That's right up my alley. Very simple. So today I'm going to try it. And I'm going to try 2 batches. And I'll read you the recipe. Like I said, it's very simple. But I'm going to make a little deviation on the second batch because I like coffee. All right, so I'm going to try to give it a little more coffee flavor than, mixed with chocolate. You can't help it. Why? Because the main ingredients is chocolate pudding. So you can't get away from the chocolate. And I'm sorry in advance for the dogs. One of them has like radar hearing, and I swear she hears rabbits 100 yards away, chewing on grass. And she lets everybody know that there's a rabbit 100 yards away chewing on some grass. So I hope she doesn't get out of hand, but we're going to do this video. All right, so I've got the recipe on the old telephone, and I'll read it to you, and I'll show you the ingredients. And as y'all know, I'm frugal. So it's going to be probably the least expensive ingredients I could come up with and still fit the recipe. So you have 1 package of instant chocolate pudding, Food Club brand. Thank you very much. 3/4 cups of milk, Dutchess whole milk. None of that 1 or 2% stuff for me. 1/4 cup of vodka. Ooh, this is Platinum 7X extra smooth vodka, and she is, like most vodka, 40%, 80 proof. And I keep it in the freezer. That's why it's kind of chilled. It's a chilling vodka. Half a cup of Irish cream. Recommended Bailey's. No. So this is Carolyn's Irish cream. It was cheaper, less expensive. 8 ounces of extra creamy Cool Whip. And they make extra creamy in the Food Club brand. Thank you very much. So I've got a bowl, I've got a hand mixer, I've got some measuring cups. So here's the plan, Stan. We're going to mix all this together, mix pudding and milk for a couple of minutes with an electric mixer, add alcohol, mix well, add Cool Whip, put the pudding mix into individual serving cups with lids, keep in the freezer until ready. So she gave me a bunch of little old condiment cups with lids. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to put it in a bowl that's, freezer safe, put it in the freezer. And probably what I'll do is see if it'll fit back into this bowl. Why? Because I've got it and it's free. And, well, it wasn't free. I bought this. You're buying the stuff in there in a package free. How's that? But it may not fit in there because, we're adding stuff to it. But let's see what happens, all right? So let's get it up here. Come on, phone. My goodness. Your privacy settings are good. All right. Let's see what we've got. Is this thing plugged in? Woo. Why, yes, it is. Let's get this chocolate pudding mix out of here. Ooh, comes in a paper sack. Which end do you open? The one you can get to. And I've got a stainless steel mixing bowl here. So there you go. There's that. Daggone it. I wish this phone would just stay up. But 3/4 cup milk. All right, so I'm going to be using 1/4 cup of vodka and a 1/2 cup of Irish cream. So I like the least common denominator, and that's going to be the 1/4 cup scoop. So I want 3/4 cup of milk. Oh my gosh. So I'm going to put 3 of these critters in there. Should I have shaken the milk up? 1, 2, 3. All right, 3. That's how many licks it takes to get to the center of a Tootsie Roll Pop, in case you were wondering. According to the Wise Owl. All right, so I think we mix this up, right? I don't commit this stuff to memory. Oh my gosh. Mix pudding and milk for a couple of minutes. There we go, turn it sideways. Now, I don't really use these things, so I'm gonna put this on mix. Whoa, we're gonna put this on fold. So what I'm finding, as some of you all cooks may know, I've got this little spatula thing, and it's wanting to get up on the side and not fully mix. So I'm going to scrape that down in there, because I want all the chocolatey goodness, in there. Don't lick the utensils until you're done. There we go. All right. Was that a couple of minutes? No, it wasn't. But she said depending on how you mix it, it makes it frothier or fluffier or whatever. All right, add alcohol. So we want 1/4 cup of the vodka. See, this is why I use just the 1/4 cup. All right, there's that. We want a 1/2 cup of the Irish cream. So half is 2/4, in case you were wondering out there. Now we'll shake this up. I don't know why, but I'm going to. I keep this in the refrigerator, because I don't think there's enough alcohol in it to keep it from freezing. And to be honest with you, I've never had this stuff until now. There's one. There's two. All right. Put that over there. Wake up my my phone. Should have turned off that screen thing. All right, the half a cup and 8 ounces of extra creamy Cool Whip. And this is an 8-ounce tub. 8 ounces. All right. Take it in there, swirl it around, and pop it out. Swirl it good. Yummy. Let's get it all out, because if I'll rinse this if I'm gonna think I can use it. I'll rinse it out. I need a knife. All right, so here's a strange step. Think about this. Use one thing to scrape it off of another thing because you want to get every drop, right? But then how do you scrape it off the scraper thing? With the first scraper thing. See how that works? Mind-boggling. Mind-boggling. Then you get down to the part where you can't just scrape it off anymore. Put that there. Now we're going to mix this until what? Until it splashes up in our face. Cool Whip. Okay. Put the mixture, add alcohol. Mix well. Add Cool Whip. Oh, guess what? I was supposed to mix the alcohol before the Cool Whip, but this is my mess. And I'm doing it the way I want to do it. My bowl may not be deep enough, people. Get down in there. Wish this had a slower speed. It's quite chunky. Getting a lot of air in there. That's what makes it poofy. You know, I don't think this is the best mixing bowl, but it's stainless steel, it's stainless steel, so it won't be adding any terrible ingredients to my pudding mix. All right, let's do this a little bit, because I'm getting a little bit of, it's not getting the chocolate pudding off the bottom. Maybe I wasn't supposed to mix it with the mixer, because it seems awful liquidy. Of course, you put a lot of liquids in it, right? What do you expect? Let's see, can we see to the bottom? Am I getting the chocolate all mixed in there? Can you see it? Ooh. Whoa, don't tip it over. Now it looks kind of white in the video. That's just the light reflecting off of it. All right. Let it go. Okay. Let's mix it a little more. All right, I think we're gonna call that good. Why can't I sit that stupid thing down like that? All right, so I'm gonna rinse this out and then dry it. because I don't want to add water to the mix. Alright, I've been using the lid to rest my utensils on. I'm going to rinse it off too. Alrighty. A couple of half paper towels. Let's dry this off. Get this in here. Let's dry that off the best we can. You know, this doesn't have to be perfect, people. We're not selling it at the county fair, so. All right. Let's see if we can catch this on video. Just a pouring. We're gonna pour it in there. What? Then we're gonna scrape it. Looks like it's all gonna fit. I'm not gonna test it. It's too early in the morning for me to be testing alcoholic beverages. I'll try to scrape all that out the best I can. That's what this, that's what this spatula is good for. Let me get it up here so I can get every drop of goodness. Oh, she's filling it to the top. All right. Okay, now if you're going to sample it right out of the bowl before it's frozen, this would be the time to do it, because you can scrape up quite a bit in here. Quite a bit. All right, we're going to have to leave that. All right, so, oh, you probably can't see it, but she is right at the top. See it there? Right at the top. Let's close it up easy so it doesn't squish it out. All right, wipe some evidentiary fingerprints off of it so nobody will know. Nobody will know. They'll just look in there and go, oh, it's extra creamy, extra creamy whipped topping in that bowl. We're not going to mess with that. Why would we think that there was chocolate goodness in there? All right, taking this spot in the freezer. Okay, so that was my first batch, all right? And I'm going to make a second batch, but I'm not going to make you watch that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to make the second batch, then I'll show you the second batch when I'm putting it in there. But let me show you what I'm going to use. And this is my kind of my plan. All right. So I'm going to use Kahlua. I've never had any of this either until now. So it's made with 100% Arabica coffee beans from Veracruz. And this is 20% alcohol by volume, so 40 proof. The Irish cream, where is it? Is 17% alcohol by volume, which is what, 34 proof? So when it calls for, I think, a half a cup of the Irish cream, what I'm thinking I'm going to do is I'm going to put a quarter cup of Irish cream and a quarter cup of Kahlua and split it between the two. Now the Kahlua is going to have a little more kick, but I'm hoping for that coffee flavor. And so we'll see how that works out. Like I said, I'm not going to make you watch that. You've seen it, how it's done. I'll bring you back when it's complete and I'm pouring it back into, I'm going to use the Cool Whip bowl again. I mean, that was a market maybe on the top, so I'll know which is which just by looking at it. But anyway, let me pause the video now, get on this, make the next one, and then I'll show you as I'm putting it in the, the thing. The Cool Whip bowl. There you go. I'm going to show you when I put it in the Cool Whip bowl. And then, tonight, I hope it freezes over. I don't think it would have to take bunches and bunches of time, right? I mean, it's almost noon on Friday. By tonight, 8 and 9 o'clock, I'll get it out, see if it's frozen. If it is, then I'll show you what it looks like when it's frozen. And then, its consistency. Because what I had was really like pudding, I'm hoping, that the milk and all that stuff doesn't freeze it hard like a block of ice. Hers didn't, so why should mine? That's what I'm saying. But I know the alcohol will keep it from freezing into a block of ice. Anyway, I'll get back to you. Stay tuned. Okay, so I've made the second batch. And like I said, instead of putting a half a cup of the Irish cream, I put a 1/4 cup Irish cream and a 1/4 cup of the Kahlua. And I don't know, it may have made the mixture a little darker, but I marked the lid of my Cool Whip bowl with the word coffee, so I'd know which one was which. All right, so like I said, I told you I'd, where are you? There you are. Show you what it looks like when we're pouring it in there. I don't know if you'll be able to tell the color difference or not. Maybe. I don't know. Pouring it in there. I did mix it the way the instructions talked about this time. After I put in the alcohol, I mixed it with the chocolate pudding first. Then I put in the whipped topping and mixed that up. And I don't know, would that make a difference? I mean, it might. I don't know how recipes work, right? So if it says to do a certain way, I guess when I was mixing the alcohol in with the pudding, I noticed that it took a while to get it all mixed because the alcohol wanted to stay separated from the pudding. I had to stir it with the spatula here a couple of times to kind of bring it all towards the center, because this is not, I guess, a perfect or a good mixing bowl wouldn't be, I don't know, maybe so flat on the bottom. So all the ingredients were forced to come into the center. I don't know. But now I did this time mix the chocolate pudding a little bit longer. Remember in the instructions it said to mix for a couple of minutes? And I did notice that when I mixed it longer, just the chocolate pudding with the milk, when I mixed it longer, it got thicker and thicker. Is that a good thing? I don't know. But that's what happened. So I mixed it and it got thicker and thicker, and then that's when I added the alcohol, mixed that in. And when I dumped in the whipped topping, when it was in the bowl, I used that spatula and chunked it up like into quarters and then tried to get it into eighths, because as you were mixing it, it sucks the big chunks into the two mixing blades and it would slow the mixer down because it was thick. And then, it took a lot of mixing to get that chopped up. It seemed like more this time than the first time. But anyway, there it is in my Cool Whip bowl. And we're going to put the lid on it, put it in the freezer. Then tonight I'll open them up, test them, see if they're frozen or something, and then put an ending into this video. And I hope you like it. So anyway, I know you won't be able to taste it. I hope you like the video. Let me pause it here again, the magic of video, and I'll bring you back tonight. All right. I'm back. Well, it's been about 12 hours since I put my what do they call them? Pudding shots into the freezer. And I'm just gonna have a look-see at them. See what it is. Now this is the one that I put the extra coffee flavor in, the Kahlua. So that's what it looks like. Let's see. Hold on. Not really frozen. One of it tastes good. Looks good. It's not too bad. Let's look at this other one. It does taste a lot like chocolate ice cream. So this is just the one that was regular recipe. No extra stuff. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Ooh. I got that one a little extra full. It don't look the best. Well, that's all right. Put that right back on there. Not a problem. All right. So these were normally supposed to be put in little single servers with a cap, but I did it this way because who doesn't want a big old bowl of chocolate ice cream with liquor in it? Vodka, Irish cream, and Kahlua, and chocolate pudding, and milk. What more could you want? Nutrition. I like making it. It was fun. Kind of a good experiment. It doesn't taste bad. I think I'm gonna give this to someone, but this one's mine. Yeah, it tastes pretty good. It's not as coffee flavored as what I wanted. So maybe if I decide to do another one, I'll use all the Kahlua and no Irish cream in one and see what it tastes like. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. Try it yourself. Experiment with it. And drop me a comment. Tell me if you tried your own, what you put in it. I don't know. Maybe you should mix chocolate syrup in it. I really like chocolate. Can you tell? And subscribe to the channel. Tell your friends. Tell your neighbors. Tune in Thursday nights, 9 o'clock. There's a live show. You can call in. Talk to somebody off the internet. Anyway, appreciate you. And y'all have a good weekend.